Hey, I'm Troy. This is Honey Ridge Farm. Back out here checking the bees. I've been feeding the last 2 days. They've been taking about a gallon a day. I've been using a barrel I mixed with a trolling motor and pulling up here and just feeding them with the garden hose. Yesterday and the day before, and then I've got a little bit left. I've got about 10 gallons in the back of the side-by-side, and I'm gonna feed it. I'm trying not to let them run out. I don't know what the heck's going on here. I would assume robin, but I'm not sure. It's starting to rain. This might not last very long. Let's see what's going on. I don't know what they're doing. It's a good strong hive. It was doing that yesterday too. Hopefully they're not getting robbed out. I got the entrance reducer on them. And all the other hives are pretty calm and pretty much in the hive. Not sure what's up with that one. No, I'm gonna try to do this barehanded. Go in here and feed some of these hives. I'll go down here and feed these first. They seem to be a little more calm. Hopefully it don't start pouring down rain. Got 2 buckets of syrup left over out of my 50-gallon drum. Got these kind of marked. Anything that's not marked has got a feeder in the right side. So I filled them up yesterday. And there's what's left, which is nothing. Eating them in one day. Probably gonna have to go put gloves on, I imagine. This will be all the feed. Yeah, I definitely have to get gloves on. It's just too cloudy. And you'd think they'd like it. You're bringing them something to eat. They don't see it that way. See if I can get the rest of this out. I think it's done. All these hives are definitely not heavy. And that one's feeder's still good on. Not as many bees. They're definitely not heavy, but they seem to have a lot of bees in them. This one doesn't have a feeder. Feeder's on the left on this one. And I got 2 supers I had to leave on here, so it's in the bottom box on the left. I know this one's full too. They should be really happy to see me. As bad as the other. Maybe I get by. But yeah, in 24 hours they're eating the syrup up. I feed them consecutive. I try to keep it to full, and then that way they have to store it. If you just fed them and then fed them a gallon, and waited a week and fed them another gallon. They're not really storing anything. Not really helping yourself. I don't know if I can do this with one hand or not. But I'll feed, this is 3 days in a row. Last year they was eating it in 2 days. It'd take them 2 days to eat a gallon. This year I've waited a little later, and I think they're really hungry, but they're eating it in a day. So calm down, girls. Stop. Quit. Trying to help y'all. Alright, this one's no feeder. No notes, so it's got a feeder on the right. Yeah, they don't seem too happy either. Really can. Get off me. You can tell where they're all down in there trying to get the last of the feed out probably. I'm gonna get some gloves on. Hate to smoke them. I don't like getting stung either. Hang tight. Now get me if you can. Trying to help you. They are thick. All right, there's that one. But yeah, if you feed them consecutively like that, as soon as they empty it, they store a lot more of it. This will be the last that we feed. This will be the last of the liquid feed days. I think the 27th, October 27th, 28th, 29th, yeah, October 27th today. And it's supposed to turn cold, I think, tomorrow, more so Sunday. So they'll have this all ate before it turns cold. And then we'll start feeding fondant. We're making, Kevin's supposed to be coming up. My son-in-law's supposed to be coming over today to feed and fund it. Which one? I think that was the last one. Yeah. So we'll make up some fondant and we'll have that ready. No feeder in that one. No feeder in that one. No marking. So this has got a feed. Yeah, it says feeder in the purple box. So I took out 2 frames and put a feeder in these supers. It just ended up that way. I never try for it to end up. I try not to have any supers go through the winter, but sometimes you just can't help it. And when you got it in the hive like this, they eat on it day and night. So they're 24 hours they've ate all that. So they ate on it all day and all night till they ate it that quick. They're not really, I guess they're eating some of it, but hopefully they're storing the majority of it. These hives were deemed as being light. So this is getting them heavier and they're storing some of it. This is the old way. You can't get all the new way is to mix it in that drum with the trolling motor, but you can't get all of it out. So you have to put what you can't get out of the barrel. You put in buckets, pour it into your buckets, and then use your feeder method. And both of these, neither one of these are marked, so they both have feeders in them. They don't like being opened up, that's for sure. It's like that it's fixing to rain. Anytime it's fixing to rain is not a good time to get into a beehive. Even if you are trying to help them, they don't realize it. It's all wet. But this should really help them. I haven't fed. I probably should have fed before now. I've been trying to get the wood shop going and get my woodworking stuff going. Doing some projects for some people and getting busy with those stuff just like we all do. There's all that's in here. Get some more over there though, so I get that out in a minute. But just got busy, so this is definitely the last minute. I'm supposed to get some, I think, a heavy freeze here in the next few days. Get down to 25 or so. So all this will be gone by then. And we'll be putting on fondant patties, which they take really good. So even though it's late, I should have done this earlier. I feel good about where we're at. Got lots of bees, and they'll have plenty of feed, and should be good for the winter. It's bone dry, 24 hours. There's a ton of bees in these boxes. All right, here's the last of it. It's heavier than 1 to 1. It's closer to 2 to 1. I don't get carried away with exact I just want to make sure they got some sugar water. 2 to 1 definitely be better. But we should be good to go. Just mainly getting this all used up. I always try to use up what I have so it doesn't, yeah, it goes bad after a while, I guess. I don't know how to say it. Just goes bad if you keep it very long. I think you could put some apple cider vinegar in it, or maybe a little bleach, and be okay. But I just want to use it up. Use everything I got up, and I don't have to worry about it. Kill them, but luck for them not to kill me. There's no bees in there. Alright, that does it for this row. We made them mad enough. So that row's all done. About half of them needed feed and half of them didn't. It's a warm day today and they're out. And we've got them over there to do. Not sure if we got enough for all of them, but I think we got enough for most of them, and then the fun. I've come to really appreciate the funding a lot more of late. No feeder. No feeder. Feeder on the left. And this is where they're, I don't know if they're just coming back. That one's all busy now. What they're doing, but they're sure busy. Alright, accidentally stopped it there. They're probably all coming back because it's fixing to start pouring down rain. And they're all, it's a mass re-entrance to the hive. If I had to guess. Look at all the bees coming up. They are thick. Try to slide this top over so I don't kill any or as many. Alright, no feeder on that one. That one's good a feeder. Get the cherry right here. Too much. Get some smoke or something. Go down here and get some smoke and try that and see what happens. Alright, we're gonna try this again. We got smoke. So we're gonna go up. I wouldn't normally mess with them on the day it's supposed to rain. It's to the west, so we might get a little clearing, but I wouldn't mess with them this time normally. But I'm up against the gun and it's fixing to get cold here in a day or two. And I got this syrup that's just gonna go bad if I don't use it. So they chased me all the way back to the house, and they're already coming back again. They're already trying to get me again. Get back, Jack. Sorry about shaking y'all all around. Alright, sorry about all that shaking. You get it figured out. See if we're still in attack mode. Yeah, I don't think they're really robbing. I just think they're all coming back to the hive. Where am I down? Back up over here. Alright. I ain't got no hands. Smoke. Yeah, how do you like me now? This one is no feeder and no feeder. No feeder. This one's got a feeder. No notes, so it's got a feeder. Up on the right side. It's 3 deep. It was sitting over here, but those boards were rotting. So I had to pull them back over here where it wouldn't tilt back. It was wanting to fall backwards. Well, that ain't focusing. Kind of see down in there, pretty dry. Sun, we'll get some more. Not fun when they don't appreciate you. It's fun. Alright, that one's no nuts, so it's got a feeder. I think another thing that makes it a little bit worse is because all the bees in the whole box are up top because they're trying to get food out of this feeder. So there's a lot higher, a lot more bees in the top box getting this feed out. You can always tell when you got a 1-to-1 will make a noise when you pour it like water, and 2-to-1 doesn't make any noise. So you can always tell when you got a thick syrup because it doesn't make much noise when you pour it out. All right, 2023 feed is out of the buckets and drums and about to be in the hive. That'll be all with a liquid feed for 2023. The rest will be funded. Ah, dang it. Overflowed it. Here it running out the back. No feeder. Deep is full. Added super. This one's got a feeder, I think. Almost easier when you don't have that inner cover to worry about. Got an entrance reducer in there for a floater. That's what I had at the time. Won't fill that one up quite as full. No feeder, no feeder, no feeder. So we had just enough feed. Got them all fed, and they didn't completely kill us. Here's what it looks like down there. Busy, busy. But they're going to be tied up inside the hive here when it turns off code. So it's good to get out defecating today. And they'll be ready for the cold weather. They'll get all this ate before it gets cold, I'm sure, fast as they're eating it. But shouldn't have to worry about moisture in the hives. This back, our lid back on it. Focus out there. Turn this back up. That's too loose. I gotta tighten that up. Alright, we're done. Those hives are now fed. These hives are now fed. Last of the liquid feed is gone. I don't have to worry about any feed going bad, fermenting. So I can start feeding fondant. If Kevin ever gets up out of bed, he works night shift. He ever gets up and comes over, we'll do this, mix up some fondant and start breaking it up and put on some of the hives. We'll put some feeder shims on top, just a spacer, and give them a little space under the inner cover where we can lay the feed right on top. And it'll be right there. It's actually easier for the bees to get, especially when it gets cold, to have that right on top of the frames. But I might go down here and make some of those shims. I got some, but not near enough. So Got to make them up. That's next on the list of things to do for the beekeeping. Always woodworking to do of some type. And we'll go from there. And I'm out of breath. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like and subscribe buttons. And I'll see you on the next video.